What is up, Facebook Live? This is another edition of Random and everything else that concerns Random. Thank you guys for tuning in. It is November 1st, and I have to remind myself that because, quite frankly, you would think it's like, okay, October 31st was yesterday, it's November, and I'm still thinking it's October, and it's not or anything like that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am going to invite the one and only, the co-host of On the Mic, Steve Suffredin. Let me invite him real quick. Steve, what's up, man? Let me invite you real quick. All right, there you go, Steve. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. We got a really good show. Lewis, what's up, man? This is going to be really fun. Really fun. Tracy, how you doing? Just to give you a brief bio on this gentleman, he's done work with the Windy City Bulls. He has interviewed numerous people. His show, again, On the Mic, is on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. So go check it out. All right, Steve. So it's going to be a pretty interesting show. There's nothing normal about this show, Random. It's every show takes a life on its own. There's nothing different or anything like that. It's pretty interesting and everything. So I'm just going to wait for him to come on. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Again, it's the first day in a new month, November. Man, we only have 1 month left in 2017. It seems like this year just went by like that and everything. So it's pretty interesting that we're already here and everything. So I know some people are like, oh my God, 2018. It's like, you know, me personally, I've been preparing for 2018 since January. And that's how you got to be, especially business owners. You can't just wait till the next day to come and then start planning. You got to plan months in advance and everything. So yeah, I'm just waiting for Steve to jump on. All right, Steve. Just let me know if you're on, buddy. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to this month and the next month and the new year. What's up, Sean? Thanks for tuning in. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me see what's up. Yeah, all right, Steve. When you get the invite, hold on. Boom. There we go. Now I got it. All right. Takes some getting used to, folks. This whole two-person broadcast on Facebook.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Hey,
Man, see, for those of you tuning in.
Technology, man.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yes, man. It's crazy every time.
It's amazing, but sometimes it sucks.
Yeah, it's annoying, man. Thank you, man, for coming on and everything. I hope you're having a wonderful day and everything, man. It's I was telling the people I woke up this morning. I'm like, man, it's still October. I'm like, wait a minute, it's November.
No, it ain't.
It's like, huh? What's going on here?
Time flies, man. Time flies.
Exactly. So, Steve, how do you pronounce your last name, man?
Suffredin.
Suffredin? Okay. All right. I think I pronounced it right. So, for those of you who are watching, this gentleman to my right, I believe, or their left or whatever, the gentleman next to me.
I mean, I'm looking at it, and I'm on your right. Whatever.
Yeah.
The guy in the hat.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are tuning in, this gentleman, he hosts a show On the Mic. It's on Chicagoland Sports Radio. It airs every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Steve, tell us a little bit about the show that you have with, shout out to Mike Pendleton, who's also the
Absolutely.
co-host.
Mike Pendleton is the man. Mike Pendleton's the drive behind the show. I'm kind of just the guy that keeps him in line and keeps him on the road, so to speak. We started out doing all sports, talking
Okay.
about all sports, and then kind of saw an opportunity. Really, Mike got very into the UFC very, very quickly about a year ago.
Okay.
Conor McGregor is so huge in what everybody's been talking about for the last, I would say, year and a half, 2 years. He's really just bursted on the scene, and that's a guy that Mike attached himself to really quickly
Okay.
as far as diving into this UFC game. And it's just built from there. We saw an opportunity to be one of the only true MMA shows in the city of Chicago, and so far everything's been going really well since we switched over to basically MMA full-time, and we do throw a little bit of NFL in there sometimes.
Okay. That's actually really cool that you guys would do that and everything, because it's real hard for a show, man, we're going to cover everything, and then you switch to just a specific, genre, and to switch it up, while you guys, you got momentum since you started and everything. So, I commend you guys for it, because it's, people are watching.
Thank you very much.
They think this is easy, like, oh, we can change whatever. It's like, no, it's, you know, it, you know, looking back, you can say, oh man, it worked out. But, going forward, you don't know the success, that's going to happen or anything like that, because you don't know,
Not at all.
your viewer, your listenership can drop and everything. But, I commend you
Absolutely.
guys for it and everything. So
Yeah.
I do gotta ask you, man, how was it? I seen your broadcast, specifically the broadcast covering the Mayweather-McGregor fight, and you had Ray
Yep.
Flores. Shout out to Ray Flores.
Raise the man, man.
Yes,
That
yes,
dude is the hardest working man in this business.
yes.
It is crazy what that man does. That week, he went 3 different countries, 4 different days, and then still had time figured to do PBC out in Oklahoma before he went back to Las Vegas. The dude is, I don't know when he sleeps. I don't understand how
Yeah.
somebody can go like that, but he does it, and it's so much fun to watch.
Now, how are you guys able to book him during that whole hectic week? I know for those of you who are watching, when you book radio guests, you don't just book them, hey, let's book them for next week. It's like, no, it's like months in advance and everything.
Yeah.
How are you able to fit that in?
It was some very fine adjusting between Mike, me, and Ray just to get the timing right. And I think even during the interview that we did with him that week for Mayweather McGregor, he was actually in the airport going into the airplane.
Yeah.
Like as we were talking to him. So he felt really bad that he was getting on the plane from Oklahoma to go back to Las Vegas for Mayweather and McGregor, that he said, all right, boys, I'm sorry. I got to cut this short. I'm getting on the plane right now. But next week, let's go. And I'll be in studio. And he came in studio and gave us about a good real half hour on a breakdown of everything that happened in that fight.
Yeah, that's man, that's pretty awesome, man, for you guys to
Man of his word.
yes, to do that and everything. Shout out to Ray Flores and everything. But yeah, that show in particular, it sticks out in my mind because, I was watching Ray Flores and then I'm watching you guys, you're covering it. Mike Pendleton, he's posting it on social media, you're posting it, and I'm like, all right, this is some good stuff and everything. But man, that's pretty awesome. Now, I gotta ask you, man, tell us some of the guests that you've had on your show. Some of the guests some of the names
Oh my
that you've
goodness.
had on your show.
Gee whiz, man. We've had a ton of guests, fighters, coaches, um, broadcasters, writers. One of the top MMA journalists, widely regarded as the top MMA journalist um, in the game, is Ariel Helwani. We've had him on
Okay.
before. We've had John Morgan. Anytime that you would ever listen to or tune into a weigh-in, he's always the guy with the first question. It's really interesting that he's always he's always the one with the mic first to ask a question.
Okay.
John Morgan of MMA Junkie Radio. As far as fighters go, the last time we were out at Chasers last month before 216, we had Chicago-born, Chicago native UFC fighter Mike Santiago, who's part
Okay.
of Ricardo Lamas' team. We've also had Ricardo on the show as well. But Mike came out to Chasers with us for the show. We had a lot of fun with him, kind of just hearing his journey. He fought 2 times in 10 days. Like, that's unheard
Wow.
of.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah,
for
it's
MMA.
it's it's crazy
That's
what.
crazy. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now,
Um, and then the only other guy that I wanted to
mhm.
mention is Jose Shorty Torres, who is,
Shout
again,
out to him.
Chicago-born,
Yes.
Chicago-born, Chicago-bred, 2-time, or he's the double champ. He's the champ
Yeah.
in Titan FC right now, the bantamweight champion as well as the flyweight champion. Looking for him to go to the UFC sometime soon. So watch out for the name Jose Shorty Torres.
Yeah. Shout out to Jose. I actually met him, I believe it was a year ago. He came on. Shout out to Sean Sierra, his show when he had it on Logic Radio and
Yeah,
everything. Um, Tell us about your event tomorrow at Chasers. It's in Niles.
man.
It's for your UFC 217 preview show. Fill us in on that broadcast that you got. It's a remote broadcast, correct?
It is a remote broadcast. We try very hard to branch out and go out to different bars and do our show live. It's a lot more fun for not only Mike and I, but it's a great way for us to kind of branch the name of Chicagoland Sports Radio and also just our brands as well. But tomorrow we got a real good show lined up. This card is going to be crazy. There's 3 title fights on the card, and we're going to just break it down and have a lot of fun. Come out to Chasers and Niles starting at 6 and going till 9. We will be there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I know Rick, the GM of Chasers and Niles, one of the best in all of the restaurant business, guy that loves showing the UFC fights. He's going to have the fight on Saturday, full card prelims through the end of the main card. No charge to get into Chasers on Saturday,
Wow.
so make sure you get out there. Yeah, there's a lot of bars that will charge for that, but Rick does not charge for any UFC events, and that's a kudos and a testament to the business that he's built. And we've got a really good relationship with Chasers, and I'm just excited and ready to talk some UFC 217. This card is going to be phenomenal.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Now, how many live broadcasts have you and Mike done for the show?
Oh man, I would say within this calendar year alone, we've probably done right around 20 or 25. But we've
Wow.
also, in the last 3 years, about 3 years ago is when we started going out to the bars. I'd say we've done probably close to like 40 or 50.
Damn. 40 or 50.
Yeah.
I'm way off. I'm thinking, man, they probably did 7 or 8. Man, I'm
Mm-mm.
way
No.
off. That's
This
awesome,
year,
man.
like I said, I might be a little inflated on that, but not by much, because we've done quite a bit of them.
Yeah. You know what? That's really good for you guys to do that. I like the fact that you guys are going out there and branching Chicagoland Sports Radio. Shout out to Pete Ferreira, Adam Abdullah, Chris Bleck, Evan Mack.
Pete's
You
gonna
guys
have a
do
baby, man. Did you see that?
What? No!
Pete's gonna have a baby. They made a video and everything. Him and Erica. Yeah, him and Erica made a video and everything.
Oh man, I gotta hit him up.
Oh, dude, go on his after this, go on his Facebook, man.
Oh my
He's
God.
having a baby.
Oh my
A little
God.
Ferrari's gonna be walking around.
Oh my God. Sorry about that, guys. I knocked my phone out. Like, oh my God.
So excited.
I know. Well, no, I like the fact that you guys are out there. You're involved in the community, which in this day and age, with technology, some people tend to lean too much on the technology and forget, hey, you still got to interact with people and you got to get out there and shake hands and, hey, we're doing this and everything. So you've done 50 live remotes. How many different locations?
About, yeah.
How many different locations?
Probably, I would say, let's see, we've done, this will be the second one at Chasers. We've done Squared Circle like 5 or 6 times. We did Twin Peaks. We've done in Wheeling. We've done Anytime, no, not Anytime, anyways, in Bloomingdale. I would say close to 10 different locations.
Okay.
A lot of them we do. A lot of them we go back to, especially if we build a really good relationship with the ownership or the management there, and they want to have us back, which is always awesome. And that's just a testament to the networking skills that Mike has, man. Dude is just phenomenal. I don't know how he's able to get some of the guests that we get on, as well as forge some of the relationships that he does. It's quite incredible to watch him do what he does, man.
Now, watching him network and everything, in our industry, in our broadcasting industry, a lot of people really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really underestimate the value of networking. They tend to think that just because you're on the air and you're attached with a brand, you know, it's automatically just gonna come to you and everything. Explain to those who are watching the value and just the importance of networking. That not, you know, don't depend on just the brand or, you know, well, you know, this person's gonna get it for me or anything like that. You know, explain, you know, the value of that.
Oh my gosh. One of the first things that I learned when I was a student at the Illinois Media School, trying to get into this game just at a very basic level. That very first day, I'm never going to forget that this piece of advice that I got. And it's not only something that I carry with me in this business, but everywhere I go in my life. It was that profound. It's many people say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Take it a step further. It's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. So when you walk into a room full of guys from, let's say you want to be on ESPN or 670 The Score. If you walk into a room, how many of those guys know you when you walk into the room before you have to go up and introduce yourself to them? That'll tell you more about your opportunity to not only advance yourself in that business, but at that place, but that's just how it goes in life. Like the thing that everybody, almost everywhere I go, you know, whether I'm with friends or with family, people are always amazed at, you know, Steve, you know so many people. And everywhere I go, I run into somebody, whether I'm at a concert, I'm at a baseball game, I'm at the grocery store sometimes. You know, the way that you treat people and the way that you network with people says a lot about not only who you are, but what you want to do and where you want to go. And that's the most important thing that you have. You are a brand. And the second that you realize that you've got to do everything that you can to build this brand, and if you cultivate it the right way, that there are things that you're able to do and partnerships you're able to make, relationships you're able to forge. The opportunities will just come to you, and that's something that I've really tried to pride myself on, is forging really good relationships with a lot of people, and making sure that those relationships are strong, and not only that I'm asking for something, but that I'm able to give something in return. I think that is a piece that's really lost in networking, is
Yeah.
you need to bring something to the table too.
Yeah.
It's not just you're looking for something. You've got to be able to bring something to the table too. And that's something that I've always just, I guess, tried to make sure that I do. Sorry, that was really long-winded.
No, that's something that I really wanted to touch into, because for those of you who are watching, that's actually how me and Steve developed a relationship and everything. You were, at the front desk and everything, and people always, ask me, man, it seems like you never left IMS, and I'm like, let's see, they network with major broadcasters. Common sense, go where the money's at.
I leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like go where, the money's at, where the influence, the networking at. You go there and you network and everything. And one thing that I've learned is that when you network with someone, you take it a step further. And I like that you really touched on, it's not so much taking and receiving, because this being in our industry, there are a
lot of people out there that are going to take from you.
They will take, and they're like, I'm supposed to give something. It's like, yeah, it's called value. That's, put the other person, over and everything. And, in our industry, there's not too many people that want to put people over. And then at the same time, they're just like, man, how come I'm not getting my opportunity? It's because of that. You got to help people, to get them where they're at and everything. So, Steve.
What's up?
Transitioning into the Windy City Bulls, man.
Man.
Tell us a little bit about that experience. For those of you who don't know, the Windy City Bulls is the minor league team for the Chicago Bulls. And I know some of you are like, yeah, that's not much of a difference now. Don't. It's no pun intended. That's funny.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So fill us in on, your time there at the Windy City Bulls, and how that experience was.
Absolutely. So the Illinois Media School, both Chicago and Lombard campuses, have teamed up with the Windy City Bulls to offer a program that is geared around the home broadcast schedule for every game of Windy City Bulls action. It's very, very intense, and you get thrown to the fire right away. But that was the best part about it, is we were able to learn on the fly, make some mistakes early on that by the end of the season helped us become the most watched and the highest viewed D-League broadcast in all of the D-League. And it was by a very significantly wide margin as well.
Wow.
All the games are broadcast on Facebook Live. There was a couple times where the Knicks weren't playing for whatever reason, that the Knicks, I forget what their city name is, but they're somewhere out in New York. Their G League, now it's now the G League. Gatorade bought the rights and changed the name from the Developmental League to the Gatorade League, so it's now the NBA Gatorade League. Nice little tidbit there for you. But they would sometimes be broadcast on the Yes Network. So there was a couple times where our broadcast was being taken live in New York in the #1 media market of like on live TV. It was pretty cool.
That's wow.
Yeah, they took our broadcast when they were in Chicago and the Knicks weren't on the TV, so they just put it on the Yes Network, which was not Yes. It was MSG Network. It was MSG Network.
Yeah, the MSG Network
still
is That's huge.
Unreal, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
very huge. And I I was able to learn a whole lot, not only about kind of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do in terms of a a live broadcast like that in production. And man, it went by way too fast. But I learned a lot, met a lot of really great people, and I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. It really opened my eyes into everything that goes into a live game broadcast. I had never really known all the parts. I know that there were a lot of them, but I didn't realize just how many of them there
Yeah.
are. So there's definitely some value in um, being able to not only see what it takes, but now to be able to go to possibly another franchise and do their 3-play. The
Mm.
replay is kind of the thing that I latched onto a whole lot of while I was there and during those 24 games. But I mean, being as versatile as you can, this program will help you become the versatile broadcaster that you want to be, if that's something that you're looking for. And I would not trade my experience for anything. And it was awesome.
That's awesome. I've catched a few of the broadcasts and I'm like, this is I like this. I remember I believe it was July. I believe it was July of 2016.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching, this whole live streaming really didn't start taking off till the 2016 Summer Olympics, when
Yep.
the NBA was actually taking their live feed and broadcasting it on Facebook Live. And that's when I've seen it. I'm like, uh-oh, people don't realize, people within our industry, like, you don't realize where this industry's going now. Now that it's on Facebook Live, which,
Oh,
smartphones, people are watching. It's like you don't realize, like you're not downloading an app for the station. It's actually on your
yep,
feed, and it's crystal
exactly.
clear. And
As
that
long
that
as
brings
you
me to
follow that, yeah.
yeah.
No, all I
So
was
this
going to say,
brings
as long as you follow that outlet, you get it on your Facebook immediately. I mean,
yeah.
when you signed on to do the broadcast today, it was a thing. Boom, Dedrian was live,
Yep.
and
And
that's when I
that's
knew. Oh,
that.
I got to get ready.
And you know what? And most people don't realize that this two-person broadcast, you could do it in your profile for your page. Um, I know they're working on it for being verified, but eventually they're going to roll it out where everybody can do it, which is another game changer. But that
Yeah.
brings me to my next question. Um, we've been in the broadcasting industry for a good 5 years and everything.
Yep.
What's your take on all this advancement with social media? I mean, you got
Mm.
Facebook Live, you got Instagram Live, which now has the
Yeah.
two-person live stream. You have
Yeah.
Twitter with Periscope, which, major news outlets use that and everything, where it's really
Yeah.
changing, what we were taught when we were students, at
Yeah.
IMS and everything, where it's like, whoa, and I asked the same question too. Shout out to Ken Davis of the D and Davis Show. Um,
They are doing incredible things, man.
yes, yes. When we were students, you didn't have Instagram Live, you didn't have Facebook Live, you didn't have,
Nope.
uh, YouTube Live, which now you can do. Anybody can
Yeah.
do it now. You didn't have these outlets or anything. It was very, how do I say it? More post production, and it wasn't like,
Yep.
hey, let's just hook it up and go live and shoot. What's your take on this whole advancement and everything? Because this is only the beginning.
Oh my gosh, it absolutely is. This is. I'm actually still learning all about it too, man. With everything that we've been doing Facebook Live for our show, even there were times approaching that McGregor Mayweather fight that weekend and the weeks leading up to that. I think about the month out from that, I saw a really huge jump in our viewer numbers
Yeah,
on the Facebook Live broadcast. We were hitting damn near like 3,000 views a show, and it
nice.
was it was crazy. Like we didn't know where it was coming from, why it was happening so much like that. But I mean, we were upwards of like 3,500 views a show, and it was really cool.
Nice.
That has since dipped off. I think it was just such national and international news that these two gentlemen were going to fight,
Hmm.
that the buzz surrounding it was just it was something we had never seen. So
Yeah.
we capitalized on that very, very well. And yes, we've seen a little bit of a dip in our numbers the past couple weeks since the fight, but they're starting to climb again. And I don't
Yeah.
know if that's necessarily a testament to, the fights that are actually happening, or if it's just us getting better, which I think is the name of the game in all of this. Is
Yeah.
anytime that you do, even something like what we're doing right now,
Yeah.
um, the name of the game is to just put out real content that you're interested in, and if you're interested in it, then there's probably someone else that's interested in it too. So it's all about just being yourself and sticking to what you know and what you do, which you do very well.
Thank you.
And you got it, man. And I'm super excited to see what happens. I mean, um, haven't really dived a whole lot into the Instagram live stuff. I think that's next. We're definitely going to try and put all our shows eventually up on YouTube, so you can go back and watch all of them. I don't know how we would be able to do like a Facebook Live and YouTube Live all the same time from the same
I got
source.
you.
But I
I
feel
got you.
but I feel like that's coming. If it's not
It's
there, I
already
feel like
there.
it's coming. You
It's
know?
already there. I know how to. That's why I'm a
That's
social
nuts,
media
man.
consultant. That's why I'm a social media
Dog,
consultant
that's crazy. That is
and
crazy.
strategist. That's one of the reasons a lot of people who are watching when I left the internet radio station. It's been literally a
Yeah.
year that I've actually done a
Hmm.
show, and this is doing random. It's a year and everything. And what I did was I really took time to really study success stories, business, entrepreneur, and everything, but also at the same time really study social media and the
Hmm.
psychology of it and everything, and
Okay.
just seeing the new features that are coming out. And what we're doing now, I seen this about a year, 2 years ago, and I'm like, no, it's going. You know what? I got to make my change because it's going there. Like I seen it, and I'm like, no, it's going there. And people are like, no. I'm like,
Okay.
no, you don't understand. It's going there, and I see the money over there, and I need to make that change. And
Okay.
trust me, when you guys make that transition to Instagram Live, just think of you're having Facebook capabilities as far as like live streaming, but you
Yeah.
have the network of like Twitter.
Whoa.
That's how it is.
Oh
That,
man.
that, that that's how it is. So I'm actually working on. I had a little glitch with the app where it's not allowing me to invite a person to a two-person broadcast. I can go live, but it's just something's going
Okay.
on. But I'm
So then maybe you've got to just go live with that person before
no, that's
you
how it
do
is.
the live broadcast?
Yeah, that's how it is. They actually have to watch your broadcast for you to for them to be on. It's not like Facebook Live and everything, but
Kind of like how we did it today, because
yeah,
I'm just an idiot and didn't know how to do this.
it takes some getting used to and everything. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
but everything that's going on with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, some people don't like it. They're like, I tell people all the time, like, you're in broadcasting, but this is a business for you. This isn't a
Yeah.
hobby. This is a business. We spend,
Well, even
uh,
just yeah, and even just for people in their everyday lives, like you don't even have to be a part of this business, and you can
yeah,
go live and you can shoot, the ducks walking across the street, and if that's really cool to you, then shoot that. You know,
exactly.
um, be you with what you are. Facebook has done something for everybody that has a Facebook page. And every person that's a member of Facebook has this unique opportunity to really just show through word, through picture, and sometimes with both, um, just a glimpse into your life. And it doesn't, it can be sports, it can be music, it can be entertainment, it can be your dog, it can be your kids, it can be a little bit of everything. And that's the beauty of what they've done
Yeah.
with this Facebook Live, and even this two-person thing. Like,
Yeah.
you've been very gracious to bring me into your platform and what you do, and it's it's true to you, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the really cool part about it, is this is your game that I'm stepping into, and people that step into my game on Thursday night, they get a glimpse into what I'm into. And
Yeah.
if they don't like it, they don't have to tune into it. If they don't like what
Yeah.
you do, they don't have to tune
Yeah.
into it. But there are people out there that care about what you do, you know, whether it's your best friend from like 3 years ago that you never talked to now, or it's your grandma who lives far away from you, or it's that cousin that you rarely get to see except for Christmases, that, you know,
Yeah.
if you're able to put out something that they can see, that they can interact with you with, that's huge. And I feel like that's the name of this game, is just to be authentically you and to do what you want to do, you know?
Yeah. It's something that I've learned from various entrepreneurs and social media influencers. Shout out to Lewis Howes, Damon John, most notable guys that are doing it and everything. And what a lot of people don't realize, and it's one of the reasons why I started this random on Facebook Live and inviting you guys and everything, is to show people like, hey, you know, you can use this to actually promote whatever skill and talent you have. Like, it's there. Like, you can promote it. And, you know, a lot of people are like, well, I need extra money. Well, showcase your skill and talent. And then people see it, and then
There you go.
it's like, hello, the money's there. It's on your smartphone. It's like, come on.
You
know,
just gotta tap into it.
yeah, like I tell this story to a lot of people. You know, there's 13-year-olds, 13, 14, 15-year-olds, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, you know, they're making like $30,000, you know, a month off, you know, posting and
It's
putting
crazy.
content and stuff like that. And people are like,
It's
oh
crazy.
man, like, how can this 13 is like, well, they're comprehending like, hey, if I can make money off this platform doing something that I love, why not do it?
Do it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I think it's an addition. Also, with all the negative things that were going on Facebook Live, with people broadcasting just a lot of stuff, this is actually
A lot of just really stupid stuff.
yeah. And
See, that's the negative side of it.
yeah, and doing this gives people, your audience and my audience, like, hey, this is the
Absolutely.
alternative to what you should do on Facebook Live. Not, hey, you know, let's put, you know, this goofy stuff on there and everything. So I got two questions for you, buddy.
You're good, man.
The first, what is the influence you want to leave on the broadcasting industry?
Oh, man. I mean, one of just my goals in life is I want to leave this earth better, in a better place than when I found it. And that goes for anything I do. That's one of the things that I try to do every day, is what can I do to leave the studio, leave our show, leave work, leave wherever I go a better place than when I found it. And I think that's kind of just the thing that I want to do in this business, is I don't really care where or what I wind up doing, because there's a lot that I can do, and I don't usually talk about myself like that. I'm not usually self-promoting and all that, and talking up about myself like that. But I'm very proud of the fact that, you know, I've become a very versatile member of this industry that can do a whole lot of different things. And whatever I choose to do, whatever opportunities come at me, that's my goal. Is I want to leave I want to leave people in a better place than when I first saw them. And whether that's through a replay that I can show or an intro that I can make, a stat that I can give them, a piece of opinion that I have, whatever that looks like. That's kind of my goal, is to
Nice.
just leave people uh, leave people with something, not necessarily that I've given them, but just leave the place leave the industry in a better place because of me.
Okay. My next question. Where do you see yourself
Yeah,
in 5 years?
Matthew McConaughey, man, he put it perfectly in his Academy Award winning speech. He was like, "You need something to look forward to, something to love, something to look forward to, something to look forward to, something to look back on, something to look back on, something to look forward to, and something to chase." And he goes, the same way that he answered the chasing part is how I'm going to use that to answer your question. So the person that he chases is a person that's 10 years down the road from him. So he's never satisfied with where he's at. And that's kind of how I live my life too. I'm never really satisfied with where I'm at, but I'm always chasing, the guy that I can see myself being in about 5 years.
Okay.
And when that 5 years, so once that 5 years happens, and you ask me, "Are you where you want to be?" No, I'm still looking 5 years down the road
Okay.
because it's a daily thing. I'm today I'm chasing the me that I will be 5 years from today. Tomorrow I'll be chasing the me that I'll be 5 years from tomorrow. You know what I mean? But in the grand scheme of things, man, like I have no clue where I'm going to be in 5 years, and that's really exciting to me because there's a lot of opportunity that can come my way in 5 years. There's a lot of different things that can come everybody's way in the next 5 years. I mean, just even thinking about where you were 6 months ago. Like, for me to think where I was back in April and to see where I'm at now, it's even then, if you would have told me that I would be back with the company that I'm with, I'm back with Lids. Shout out to Lid Sports Group. Great place to work, and I love it. Yeah, man, I could do that for you. I could do that for you.
Shout out to my guy Avery Miner. This is his hat, Aviology.
There you
Um,
go.
I gotta send him, direct him to you and everything. So yeah, this is shout out to
Please
Avery
do,
Miner.
because I could definitely do that for you. But like, if you would have told me 6 months ago that I would be back with Lids, I would have looked at you like you're crazy. And also, if you told me 6 months ago that right now I'd be looking to by the start of like 2018, to be moving and to be out of um, where I'm at, like I'm in my parents' basement right now. But if you told me 6 months ago that I'd be looking to get out of my parents' basement, I would have told you you're crazy because I love my mom, and there's been some stuff going on that I felt like I needed to be here for. But in talking with a lot of different people, I've had to. The best way that I can help her is by moving out of here and offering her a place to come and saying, "Hey, ma, get out of that and come here." So
Nice. I commend
start
you
of
for it, man.
2018, so start of 2018, that's what I'm going to do. But again, it goes back, like, I have no idea. I hate that question. I hate the 5 years down the road question because to be quite frank with you, I have
Yeah.
no idea where in the hell I'm going to be in 5 years.
Hey,
But that's really exciting.
yeah,
And like I
that's
told you, it's really exciting because I can see, kind of where I would like where I would like to be, but everybody knows you don't always end up where you want to be. And you don't
yeah,
always wind up doing the things you want to do. But that's the beauty of life, is that you get this incredible opportunity to find out exactly what you're into, and you never know that something might pop up that you get really into that takes you somewhere you never thought was possible. And I'm ready for the ride, man. I'm ready for the
That's
ride.
awesome. I am too. I get that question asked a lot. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, I'm like, I tell people, like, do you follow me on social media? What do you think I'm gonna be in 5 years? Like, it's like it's not a bad place, but it's like hell. I'm like, there's a reason why I have a show called The Random, and it's a reflection of how my life is. So it's it's random things that
Exactly.
happen and everything. Oh man. My
Like,
next
don't get me
question.
wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to be able to sit here and say, in the next 5 years, I'm gonna be married. I'm gonna have a kid. My wife is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be in a
Yeah,
house, white picket fence. But no, man, I have no idea what the hell's gonna happen in the next 5 years. Nobody
that's
does.
awesome. That's awesome. My next question, man, and this is, I really commend you and Mike Pendleton, as I did Monday with the D and Davis show and everything, the continuity, the teamwork, the cohesiveness to have a
Yeah.
collective goal and everything. Tell our viewers how important is teamwork to accomplish a desired goal and destination.
Dog. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I know that that's a cliche that's thrown around a whole lot, but it's so true. Um, Mike and I have been after this for the last 3+ years. And if it wasn't for the friendship, not only the solid friendship that we have outside of the show, but then when it comes down to it, the show is what matters. And I think just being able to kind of bounce ideas off of each other. I know his strengths, he knows mine, and we kind of just pull on each other when we're confused, when we're stuck in a road, stuck in a place where, like, we could do this or we could do this, and we don't know which way to go. We kind of just put our heads together and are able to make something really great happen, whether we choose to go down that left or that right side of the road. And if you don't have if you don't have that trust in your partner, whatever it is, in whether it's in life or in radio or whatever, if you don't have that trust to be able to lean on them when you need to lean on them, and to be able to be that leader when you need to be the leader, man, it can make for some pretty disastrous situations. But thankfully, we haven't really had that, because, again, we've done this rooted in a really good friendship that is a lot of fun outside of the studio. Man, we've had some crazy times, let me tell you. But it's also been very, very, very rewarding within the confines of the studio as well. And I'm
Okay.
so excited for what not only we're doing right now and tomorrow, but for what's to come for us. Because I think we're very, very close. We are very close.
Yeah. There's a lot of people talking with the D and Davis show, yourself. It's like we all got this sense, like there's our goals here,
Something
and
big.
we're like right, we're getting there and everything. It's like, oh, okay, it's
Some
all right. Let's
something big's about to pop. Not
yeah.
just for our show, but I feel like for D and Ken as well, man. They are just slaying the game right now. I love what they're doing. So I feel like they're right there. Their bubble's about to pop, and mine and Mike's is definitely, like, right there as well.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for what's to come for not only Ken and D, but for me and Mike as well.
Nice, nice. So for those of you who are watching, you can catch Steve Suffredin, right?
My man
Yes, I got it right.
said it right.
Man, I, I gotta commit myself, because for some reason I hack up names, man. Like, I don't mean, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm
Pat
sorry.
on the back right there. There
I
you go.
know, man.
Pat on the back, D.
Yes, you can catch Steve Suffredin and Mike Pendleton every Thursday on Chicagoland Sports Radio. from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tomorrow they will be at Chasers in Niles, Illinois for their UFC 2017 pre-show. So go out there, check it out. Steve, where can people follow you on social media, and where can they follow the show on social media?
Yeah, so for me, if we're not Facebook friends, friend me. I'm Steve Suffredin. You'll see me spinning a basketball with my Windy City Bulls shirt on and kind of giving you this look of like what The Rock used to do in the ring. I'll even take my glasses off so you can see it. There you go. That's kind of
Nice.
the look I'm giving you. And then I'm on Twitter at SteveSuff on air, on Instagram at SteveSuff on air. Mike is at MP2310. He's also Mike Pendleton on Facebook. On Instagram, he's Mike P2315, I think is what it is. I'm on Snapchat, SteveSuff, and I think there might be a 16 in there, question mark, don't know. I don't really know what my Snapchat username, whatever the hell they call it, is, the snap code or whatever. But I'll put that out on my Facebook probably later today of like where you can snap and do the snap code thing.
Nice.
As you can tell, I'm not really into, I'm still
You're
learning
adjusting.
I'm still learning my way through. I'm adjusting and learning my way through this, but yeah, that's where. And then we broadcast every show that we do either on ChicagoLandSportsRadio.com that you can listen to the live feed if you would rather just listen to us and not see our ugly faces break the cameras. But if you want to see our ugly faces break the cameras, that works too. And we do our shows on Facebook Live through the Illinois Media Schools Facebook page. It's always on my feed. It's always on Mike's feed. And we put it in a bunch of different groups and through the Chicagoland Sports Radio page as well. So plenty of different ways in which to interact with us during our show, outside of our show, and just let's have some fun, man.
Awesome. Steve, thank you for coming on Random. I know people are like, before when I used to have this show on the radio show, people were like, how are you going to have a show random? And it's said every day. And it's, I mean, there was a lot of things going on where I couldn't be as spontaneous as I want to be.
Yeah.
And doing it on this format, you were watching the Ken Davis interview, and
Man,
that was
Ken is the man.
Yeah, that was on a Monday night. Then I did an interview Sunday night, which was impromptu with Josh Lopez, and then the other one was last Thursday and everything. So this is pretty cool. So anytime you want to come back on and share some big news that you and Mike are doing and everything, if you and Mike are in the same room, you guys can jump on and conversate and everything.
I'm sure Mike's got a lot of things that he would love to impart on all of your viewers.
Yeah, so it's for those of you who are watching that are MMA fans, this is the show to watch and listen to on Facebook Live. This is where you go. And the reason why I'm saying that, Steve, is because I got a few MMA fighters from like Arizona and everything. So for those of you watching, go out there, do it and everything. So Steve, this won't be the last time you won't be on Random and everything.
Man.
We'll come back on and everything. So this is fun. Thank you so much, Steve.
That was a ton of fun, dog.
Yes. This is
D-man, this was so much fun.
No problem, man. No problem. So, folks, that is it. If you joined right now and you're like, man, where can I watch this? This interview will be on YouTube within the next, I want to say, 20 to 45 minutes. It will be on YouTube and everything. So you can watch it on YouTube. I'll share it on my page and things like that. So, Steve, thank you so much. This has been fun. It's ironic because I actually have to go to the Chicago campus by 3:30 for a meeting.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I know, man. So thank you so much, Steve. Blessings. Again, folks.
Anytime, man. Thank you so much.
No problem. Again, folks, catch him and Mike Pendleton live from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chasers in Niles, Illinois. It's for their UFC 217 pre-show and everything, so go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. These gentlemen know their stuff. You will be entertained, and you won't be disappointed. All right, folks? So that is it. I got to go. I actually got to put this on YouTube and everything else like that. So thank you, guys. That is it. It's over. I'll see you when I see you. Again, random. You don't know the day. You don't know the day. You don't know the hour, and you don't know who I'm interviewing. So be on the lookout for the flyer. All right.
There we go, man.
Random, man. That's random.
That is random. Thank you, D.
No problem. Take care, guys.